Hello, good morning, and welcome to another video. So we're going to continue on our kid hairstyling video today. So the hairstyle we have today is actually, I think we missed a few hairstyles because, as you know, I logged off, but we're back on to continue this series of videos. Like I said in the previous videos, I think it's very important for our little black girls to be very comfortable in their hairstyle. And I wanted to say this as well. Long hair is not the only black hair. You know what I mean? If you don't want your hair long, like if this is not for your child and you're looking at styles for you, if you don't want your hair long, you don't have to wear your hair long. I wore my hair short for years and was happy with it. Healthy hair, your hair, you being comfortable with your hair, that's more of what we're going for. We're not necessarily going for this whole we have something to prove because, oh, I'm a black girl and I can have long hair too. If you want long hair, okay, cool. If you want short hair, okay, cool. So I wanted to get that out of the way as we continue on this series of videos. But like I said, the style that she has now, we missed a few styles. I believe the last style I showed you guys, she had like little plaits in her hair. We washed the hair with the plaits in and then blow dried it, did the whole blow drying process. But she had a picture day and she has never worn her hair flat iron, but I flat iron my girl's hair. And that's one of the beautiful things about black hair is that you can wear your hair any way you want to. If you want to wear your hair straight and it's your hair, I mean, we're not even going to get into the whole weave conversation right here and right now. Little girls will weave in their hair. I really believe that it's just setting them up for failure, setting them up. And when I say failure, I mean setting them up to not love their own hair. The childhood is the best time to get them comfortable with this process. And as their mother or father, whoever's watching this video, that's up to you to do. I want to say this as well because the Lord laid this on my heart earlier this week that my husband knows how to do hair, right? And I know sometimes you'll leave your child's hair in styles because it's easier for maybe the other parent or easier for you. But don't forget about the fact that it's actually your job to train them up in the ways that they should go. It's actually your job to set a standard for the rest of their lives. So if you're, laying your daughter's hair with weave, where is it to go from there? Where I saw a little girl, and I don't mean in real life. The Lord showed me a little girl who literally had 2 long weave ponytails. And the mom was basically like, this is just the easiest thing that I could do. There's many other easy styles, my dear, that you can do. So that's, like I said, my goal with these videos is to show you easy styles, low maintenance styles. I'm not combing hair every day. We comb hair these days about once a week. I'll be honest with you and say those plaits, I think she kept those plaits in for like 2.5 weeks. And I changed them at the perfect timing for picture day. A style like the one she wore for picture day, the reason why I don't do those styles is not because I don't want her hair long, like I don't want her hair blown out. It's because they're higher maintenance and it's just not something that we can maintain. Okay. So after picture day, she got her hair in another style. It was like I kind of did something else from it, like 2 pigtails. And she wore that like that for a few days. And then she said, hey, I want a ponytail. So right now her hair is in a ponytail. And I warned her that mommy does not put your hair in a ponytail because it gets all tangled. So we're going to witness tangled hair. Okay. Her hair has been like this for probably 3 or 4 days. One morning I actually just touched it up a bit, which is again why I don't do the ponytail hairstyle, because it's a lot of maintenance and it ultimately ends up tangled. So we got tangled hair today. It's morning time. I got some cleaning to do. And what I'm going to do is condition her hair. She probably going to have some dryer time today. We'll do a little deep conditioning treatment on her hair. And we're going to do one of our longer hairstyles again, like our long-term hairstyles again, which is hard to go from wearing your hair straight and flowy and having it all out to having it twisted back up. But we're going to wheel my girl in. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. All right, so here are the utensils that we are possibly going to use. And then I also got some warm water ready to detangle her hair if need be. But since we blow dried it, as you're going to be able to see, we didn't really need to detangle it in the way that I usually would have to detangle it if I didn't do this process before. So this style right here, I really liked it, honestly. her hair has been like this the whole time. So even when after she had her hair flat ironed, like I showed you, I put it straight in this style, and it really kept the hair not too tangled. As you can see, I had a little trouble right there getting some of the hair from like wound around the hair tie, but this typically happens with her hair, so I just am very careful to take it out nice and slow. Again, I like to separate the hair into just smaller sections for shampooing purposes. At the end, I ultimately put it all together this time, but initially, so that I can get like close to her scalp, as close to her scalp as possible, I like to separate the hair in sections when shampooing. So I wanted to bring this up. The style that you saw when I flat ironed her hair, it was a style where I had lots of rubber bands and stuff in the front part of her hair. I don't necessarily like styles like this. So things like cornrows or stuff there's a lot of tension towards the front part of her hair, because like myself, our hair grows very fine at the front. So she's not missing any hair. Her hair's been like this since like she was, younger, since birth actually. And then my hair grows like this as well at the front, just very soft, very fine. So I do not do long-term styles with her hair like in rubber bands or anything. So the style you saw, even though it was fresh, it was still nice. I went ahead and took it down after like 2 days for that reason. And that's really why you probably won't see any styles with like high tension rubber bands and things like that, especially at the front part of her hair. All right, next we're going to move on to the washing process. Now, I usually use a sweet ginger, but today we're going to use a sulfur8 just because, like I said, the high tension hairstyle, I saw that her scalp was a little flaky, a little agitated, so we're going to use it for our first wash. I went in for the second wash with the Wash Day Delight, as you're going to see here in a moment, just because I really like the fact that it's a water base, like it's water to foam, so you can get like in between all of the crevices, which is really nice, because I don't like her sitting up here too long. I just really like that shampoo. Okay, not so much for my hair, but for her hair, it's a definitely go. So what I'm doing here, just saturating the hair with water first before I get to going in with the shampoo. All right, so here we are after the hair is shampooed twice. We're going to go ahead with the deep conditioner. I'm using this deep conditioner. It's the first time I've used it on her hair. I used it on my hair before. I love it, especially the shampoo tends to be very drying. Even though it's my favorite, it's very like, when I say drying, I mean it cleans your hair so good it gets it that squeaky clean. I've mentioned it before, but I love that squeaky clean for her hair, really because we don't wash her hair a lot. And when I do her hair, I'm not shy on putting, some products in it. So I like to get it really, really clean. As you can see, this conditioner weighed her hair down and was very moisturizing even while I'm just working it on her hair here. But we are prepping her hair to sit her under the dryer. Ultimately, what I did is just begin to separate the hair, and girl, put this stuff on like a relaxer, okay, just in between. And I didn't use no dime size amount, okay. I like lathered it on there because, like I said, it's going to be her deep conditioning, and we're going to sit her under the dryer with this product in her hair. So she was super excited because she does not get in the dryer often as well. But like I said, I wanted to do this just because we did flat iron and all that kind of stuff. I made it a little special by letting her use my iPad to watch it. So it's like, an event. When we used to get in the dryer, girl, it was never a good time. Somebody said you had to get in the dryer for your hairstyle. You started rolling your eyes. I don't want it to be like that for girl. So I just decided to set her up, like I said, something special. She's going to sit under here for about 30 minutes and then we're going to proceed with the hairstyle. All right, so here we are, a little over 30 minutes under the dryer. The hair is completely dry, and this product leaves the hair very sticky, but it's also very moisturized. What I did was went straight in with some cold water and just rinsed that product off of her hair. And then I'm going to go to the next step, which is blow drying to detangle her hair. Now, you might think some of these steps is unnecessary. They might be unnecessary for you, but I'm doing what I have learned works for her hair. I'm going to go ahead and towel dry off some of the hair just so it kind of helps me along in the process with blow drying. I'm not blow drying her hair for straightness. It's literally just putting the products in her hair, allowing the heat to let the product penetrate into the hair, and it helps me with detangling. The detangling time is literally cut in half when I do her hair this way. I went in with this blueberry leave-in conditioner. I would use any product, honestly. I'm not strict on the products that I use for this process, but I do like to put something. Sometimes I'll put an oil, but this time I'm using the Blueberry Bliss. Now, I've already told you guys before how I determine how big to make the parts and just the hairstyle in general. Today, we're going to do a style that's really low maintenance. It's really easy. It's cute. It's versatile. You know how I feel about these parts. I try to get them as straight as possible, but she doesn't like her hair parted, and I'm like her. I hate when people treat my head like a steak, okay, and be carving in my scalp with the comb. So I give her the same respect, and I don't try too hard on the parts. So I'm going to use this is it called Honey Hydrate? I think it's called Honey Hydrate. I've talked about this product as well before, and this is the only product that I'm going to use to kind of work into her hair, using it again as like a leave-in conditioner, brushing out the ends, and I'm just going to twist it up. I used rubber bands at the back part of her hair. I didn't make them too tight, but remember what I told you before, if you do a style with rubber bands, it just kind of makes it look more put together. You assess your child's scalp or whoever's scalp that it is that you're doing, and if they already have if they can't take tension on certain spots, just don't put rubber bands. I used 2 rubber bands because sometimes these rubber bands popped, but I did use rubber bands, and I'm just going to part up the hair and put rubber bands on some of the sections, but I want to show you something towards the front. So here we are at the front part of her hair. Now, I mentioned I use rubber bands for the back because she can take the rubber bands in the back of her hair. I already talked about this at the front part of this video. I don't like to put a lot of tension on the front part of her hair. I don't want to pull out her hair. So what I did was braid the top part of the hair and then twist the rest. The braid just kind of brings all the hair in together and acts as sort of like a rubber band, whereas the twist just kind of comes straight apart. And This also, not only does it not put a lot of tension on the front part of her hair, but it also lets me to, let's say I want it to be a bit more manicured at some point in time while she's wearing this style. It's easy for me to take this down, put a little pink oil moisturizer, put a little water, and make the twist look fresh again. So here we are, the style is all done. As you can see, these twists are very juicy. The hair looks extremely hydrated, and I showed you all the steps that I did. This hairstyle did take a little while longer only because we did a few extra steps as far as like moisturizing her hair and sitting under the dryer. But other than that, it's really quick and she can wear it for a while. As you can see, it's versatile. I like to put her hair in styles like this because she's getting to the age where she likes to, like, you know, change it herself. Hey, I want to wear it in a ponytail, I want to wear it in pigtails, and I feel like styles like this gives the child an introduction of how like to style their own hair without completely styling their own hair, if you know what I mean. So we're going to go with the pigtails, and I really like it. What do you think? Here is the front. As you can see, the baby hairs are still out. They're not slicked and pulled into rubber bands. I really like the style. She loved the style, and as I told you before, that's all that matters. As always, if you have a question, ask one, and I'll see you in the next video.